Jai Shri Krishna, welcome to this divine discussion. Today we are moving towards Chapter 15 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Yoga of the Supreme Person, Purushottama Yoga. This chapter is unique. The Lord begins this chapter with an allegory, the allegory of the Ashvatha tree that is a sacred fig tree, symbol of the material world. In verse 1 the Lord says, "This world is like an inverted tree, whose roots are upwards and whose branches spread downwards." Why are its roots upward? Because its root is God, the supreme reality, and its branches are the various karmas, desires, and enjoyments. The branches of this inverted worldly tree, made of attachment, desire, and enjoyment, spread in all directions. This tree can only be cut down by the axe of detachment, that is, the world will keep entangling us so long as we hold on to it. We ourselves must cut it, this net of attachment, this bondage. In verse 2, the Lord describes the expansion of this tree. The sense objects are its buds, nourished by the modes of nature. Its twigs of desires spread everywhere. This is a tree that has no stability. In every birth, new branches sprout, and the soul keeps getting entangled in them. But the Lord says, the one who understands this tree is the true knower of the essence. In verses 3 and 4 the Lord says, "This worldly tree has neither beginning nor end nor foundation. It can only be crossed by attaining that supreme Brahman, the impersonal form of the Lord. And having attained Brahman, the seeker reaches a state from which he never returns. This is that supreme abode, where the soul becomes free from the cycle of birth and death." In verse 5 the Lord describes the qualities of the seeker who takes this path. He is without ego, free from attachment, equal in happiness and sorrow, free from life's dualities and without delusion. When these qualities descend into life, then the seeker rises above the branches of the worldly tree and moves towards the Supreme Person. And then comes verse 6, in which the Lord describes the divinity of his supreme abode. The Lord says, "That is my supreme abode, where neither sun nor moon nor fire is needed." Why? Because there is self-luminous consciousness there. Where the soul experiences the Supreme Soul, that alone is the true light. That is the path to the Supreme Person, where there is neither night nor day, only eternal peace and the experience of love. In verse 7 the Lord reveals a very profound truth. This individual soul is my own eternal, imperishable fragment. That means the soul has always been only my part and will always remain so. Think. We are all parts of the Lord Himself. We are not merely bodies, we are sparks of the divine light of the Supreme. But when the soul enters a body, it gets bound to the senses. By identifying with the senses, mind, intellect, and ego, it becomes deluded. In verse 8 the Lord says, "Just as the wind carries fragrance from a flower, so the soul carries its impressions from one body to another." This is a very deep truth. Our actions, our habits, our desires, all travel with the soul. And then verse 9 says, "That soul sees through the eyes, hears through the ears, tastes with the tongue." That means in every activity of the body, the soul's presence is vital. The body is only an instrument. Consciousness comes only from the soul. In verse 10 the Lord says, "Foolish people do not understand the soul's entering and leaving the body. But the wise man can see this, because he perceives the body as distinct from the soul." Then in verse 11 it is said, "The yogi who is united with discipline perceives this soul, but the ignorant and uncontrolled cannot see it even with great effort." Here the Lord tells us of the power of meditation. When the mind is calm and discrimination is awake, then we can know the nature of the soul. Now come two very beautiful verses, 12 and 13. The Lord says, "The light of the sun, the coolness of the moon, the heat of fire, all are from me." That means everything that gives us life is but the expansion of God. The Lord says, "I enter into the earth and nourish the plants with juice." When we eat fruit, drink water, or breathe air, in all these moments we can experience the grace of the Lord. And now come verses 14 and 15, where the Lord says, "I, as the fire of digestion, reside in the bodies of all beings and digest the food. I am seated in every heart. I am the source of memory, knowledge, and forgetfulness." That means the Lord is not confined to temples. He is in every heart, in every thought, in every feeling. Whenever we gain knowledge, it is only by the Lord's grace. Thus this portion tells us who we are, where we have come from, and who dwells within us. It is not just philosophy. It is a reminder that we belong to God, and God belongs to us. He is with us and within us. In verse 16, the Lord says, "In this world there are two types of beings, the perishable and the imperishable." The perishable is all that is mortal, our body, our desires, and this entire material world. And the imperishable is that which is indestructible, like the soul which takes birth again and again, but itself is never destroyed. But then comes verse 17, which is the heart of this entire chapter. The Lord says, "Beyond both these is one, that is myself, the Supreme Person." That means, He is neither perishable nor imperishable, but beyond both. He is the source of all, present in all, but bound by none. Here the Lord reveals His unique position. He is not only the soul, not only the Creator, He is the Supreme Person, the highest consciousness, the supreme refuge. Just as the sun and its rays are related yet still distinct, so too the soul and the Supreme Soul are related yet not identical. In verse 18 the Lord says, "Because I am beyond both the perishable and the imperishable, therefore in the Vedas I am called Purushottama, the Supreme Person." The Vedas, the Upanishads, and Yoga all ultimately bow at the feet of the Lord. And this is the essence of Purushottama Yoga, the Yoga of the Supreme Person. Now in verse 19 comes the question, what is the ultimate goal of a seeker? Lord Krishna says, "He who knows me in this way knows all things, and knowing all, he wholly immerses himself in my devotion." This is not bookish knowledge. It is truth known by love, by experience, by faith. When one knows that God is everything, then he needs no other truth. And now the final verse, verse 20. The Lord says, "O Arjuna, this most secret knowledge I have given you. By knowing it, a man becomes wise and fulfilled." That means nothing else remains to be known. Nothing else remains to be done. This is not an ordinary dialogue. It is the intimate dialogue between God and the soul whom God calls His fragment, His beloved. This is knowledge to be understood not only by intellect, but by the heart. This knowledge overwhelms the soul with bliss. So, dear devotees, the Yoga of the Supreme Person teaches us that though we wander in this mortal world, yet we are truly parts of the Supreme. And our destination is realization of the Supreme Person. Through devotion, surrender, and detachment, we can attain that eternal, immutable Supreme Person, who is seated within us. And that is the completeness of life and the supreme rest. Jai Shri Krishna.